Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is Taylor Swift at the 2013 People's Choice Awards. This is a beautiful look for her, quite natural, but a little unexpected as far as we are used to seeing Taylor. So let's jump right into the look. I'm going to start off with my Estee Lauder. This is in the shade 2 and 1. She has gorgeous skin, so we want to make sure we have just enough coverage on the face to look flawless, but also to exude that youthful, natural look that her skin has in this look. So now that we have our base on, I'm just going to very gently highlight the features. She always looks very natural, very youthful, as I said. She doesn't seem to have to do too much to her skin. To achieve that look. So just a little touch of concealer. I'm concentrating it towards the center of my face. She does have a beautiful slim face. Mine is a little bit more rounded. So if I concentrate in that concealer, it should give the illusion of a slightly slimmer face. And I do have a much stronger nose than her, so just that little bit down the center, I'll take it down, give us a more Taylor-like nose. Now her blush in this look is very subtle. It is there, and that little bit of pink peeking through, again, really adds to the youthfulness of the look. So I'm going to go in with the Rare Beauty, and this one is in the shade Bliss. Normally with Rare Beauty, I'm very light in my application, just a single dot because it can be very pigmented. This one on my skin tone always acts very subtly, so if you are similar in skin tone to me, you can go ahead and put a bit more on than you would normally. Just blending this in with the same brush I used for the foundation. And just where we would normally put a contour, I'm going to go in with the Baked Shimmer Powder. This one is from Nilens Jord. It is 7724 bronze, and it is quite golden in this light, a lot of shimmer. It will just give us the hint of that contour. But in a much more natural way than the usual deeper, harsher contour. This look is all about softness, youthfulness, natural beauty. So now let's move on to the eyes. She sports a beautiful, dusty, almost brick red eyeshadow in this look. And she has very hooded eyes. I have hooded eyes, but hers are more so. You can see less of the actual lid when she's looking right at you. And so in this look, the eyeshadow does go up quite a bit. It's going to be your choice depending on eye shape, how far you want to bring that red pigment up on the lid and towards the brow. My suggestion would be to start on your eyelid and gently bring that color up and see where you're comfortable bringing the color to. So I'm just grabbing my Naked Urban Decay Wild West palette, and this one has the color Ghost Town, which I think is spot on for matching Taylor's eyeshadow. And I'm going to take my own advice here and just start right on that lid. And already we can see a lot of that red color, whereas in her look it's coming up quite a bit more. I do want to stay true to the look, so I'm going to start bringing that color up into the crease. And just being aware of how she wore it and also my own features. And as I bring this color up, I am drawing an invisible line between that outer corner of my eye and where my brow naturally ends. Taylor does seem to have naturally downturned eyes, but you would never know because she rocks that cat eye look so well. I also have downturned eyes, and I love this trick where you trick the viewer's eye into thinking that your eyes are more upturned than they are. And already, even though my eyes clearly go down, we're getting that raised look. So I'm just going to switch to a fluffier brush and start blending out the edges. And now that I have an idea of how much I want to bring that shadow up, I can go back and just fill in a little bit more of that red color directly onto the lids while leaving that crease nicely blended. And I'm leaving just a touch of the inner corner untouched for now, and adding just a hint of that color to the bottom lash line as well. Again, avoiding that very inner corner. Because we do want to add the slightest bit of a light shimmer directly to the inner corner. This one is from the same Wild West palette, and the color is Standoff. Now just the gentlest of blends here. Next I'm going to grab just a touch of this shimmery gold. This one is Hold'em, and if you look very closely, she has just the tiniest bit of shimmer directly under the eyes, just in this one little area. Might not even be noticeable, but I'm trying to do Taylor justice. So let's move on to eyeliner. I'm going to use the Revlon Color Stay. I'm going to start just by adding a nice line nearly all the way around my eyes, leaving that corner untouched. And underneath, we're going right into that waterline. Alright, so now that the basic eyeliner's on, we're again going to do what we did with the eyeshadow, trick the eye into thinking that these eyes are way more upturned than they are. So in order to do this, we want to create a thicker line on this outer corner while leaving the inner corner much thinner. This is going to give the illusion of an upturned eye. So I'm just gently building off of this line. And as you can see, just with that little bit extra liner in the outer corner, this eye looks much more lifted than this one. Now her eyes give the impression of a cat eye in this picture, but if we look very closely, it's actually her false lashes, which start quite low, creating the impression of a wing. So I'm going to stop my eyeliner here, but now that my eyeliner is done, I do want to go back in with just a hint more of that Ghost Town red and complete this outer corner. so that we can connect the top and bottom together. Alright, so now it's time to add those false lashes. I'm going to use these small little cluster ones. I do not have the name on here, so I'll link it below. And like I said, her lashes at the end here are quite dramatic, not crazy eyelash territory, but it does really add to that lifted look. So I'm going to go with probably this middle level of length. Now I am applying these underneath the lash line. If you prefer strip lashes, those would work beautifully too. Now, just while I wait for the glue to fully set on these so we can apply our mascara, I'm going to move on to the brows. Taylor has beautiful arched light colored brows. Mine are quite sparse. They are very dark, though they look almost gray on camera because they're so sparse. So I'm not going to try to lighten my brows for the look, but I am going to go in with the Maybelline Brow Express in a light brown rather than my natural dark brown. And the biggest thing here is really getting a beautiful arch to the brow. So I recommend just going in with very short, light strokes. Her brows never look heavy, partly because they're so light, but also because I don't think she fills them in very much. But just getting that nice arch, because again, it goes with those uplifted eyes. And now we should be all set for mascara. This one is Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara. Alright, I'm just cleaning off anything from my lips and going in the color Borderline from Bare Minerals. I'm going to focus a little bit more attention on that Cupid's bow. She has a very distinct, beautiful lip shape, and just by adding a little bit more of a point to that Cupid's bow, really emulates how her lips look. Now her lips look quite nude in this look. Because of her coloring, a nude for her is going to be a little bit pinker than it would be for me. So I'm going to mix my two Maybelline shades. We have Warm Me Up and Naked Dare. I love these colors on their own, and I also love how they blend together. And here is the completed look. It is soft, youthful, lovely, unexpected with that eyeshadow color. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. And I don't normally do this, but I was just taking my wig off, and I was pleasantly surprised with how well this look goes with my very dark hair as well as the light wig. So I just wanted to showcase how the makeup looks with different hair colors. So if you are a brunette, this look will certainly work with darker hair too. I think it would look lovely with red hair, auburn, and of course if you have black hair, I personally think you can rock anything. Certainly looks less like Taylor Swift now, but still beautiful. So once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.